So I just had to run off the neighbor's dog because we've been trying to free range our chickens out in the property because they've been kind of destroying the garden, and the neighbor's dog decided to take it as an opportunity to go hunting. So he's been over here on the property every day this week hoping that he could score a chicken, and when I just told him to go away, he yelled at me with lots and lots of barks. So I had to walk him off of the property and eventually toss an apple at him to discourage him from coming back. So it's taken me a little while to work with that this morning, but now we're going to go ahead and jump into the cards. We have got some doozies for cards today, guys. And it doesn't actually surprise me too much because I've had a few friends that I've reached out to just over the last couple of days that are working through some pretty heavy stuff. And I think it's reflective of some work that we are maneuvering through and navigating through right now. So the opening card that we have for today is the Devil. This card is a major arcana that speaks to life lessons around pretty much like being in the dark around some kind of cycle or some kind of situation that we feel bound to. And we're in the dark around it because we think that it's going to change or something. And it's this cycle that continues to repeat over and over and again that we're literally bound to. We see these two figures that are holding up what seems to be like some kind of a wheel that's going through some cycle, and there's this vision that's kind of brewing in the clouds in between them. And it's as if, there's some situation in our lives that really is an unhealthy situation, but we feel like we just can't escape it. We feel bound to it, likely through some kind of emotional way. Now consider, right, that these two figures in this card do have chains around their neck, but they are loose chains. And so it's telling that only we ourselves can make ourselves free from this cycle. It's not like it's going to magically change or shift and all of a sudden get better. The reason why I say that is that our challenge that showed up today is the Tower card. The Tower card is a symbol of building something that is false, right? The Tower of Babel was this idea around people thinking that they could build this tower to actually reach God. And they built it through words. But then one day, a lightning rod came into the sphere and lit that tower on fire, and all of their aspirations and all of their beliefs that they had put their energy and effort to thinking that it would get them to this pinnacle of contact was destroyed. So there's this big realization, this truth that you can't walk away from, right? It's this aha moment that whatever structure or situation you felt like you were repairing for some reason or another, or that you could fix or mend, just comes crumbling down. And what do? Well, you have to rebuild from that place, right? And so there's this big shift. And consider, right, that the Devil is noting the energy of the zodiac sign of Capricorn, which Pluto has been in since around 2008. And it's been creating this space of transformation and change wherever Capricorn sits in your natal chart. Now we have Mars on the table. Mars right now is up in the sign of Gemini, and it'll be going in retrograde of Gemini at the end of October. It's spending a lot of time in this sign. And so, we have this engaging force of ourselves that's in this time of review, in this period of time that Mars will be sitting in Gemini. And lots of truths are coming into the table that we can't avoid during this time frame, right? It's as if there's this unavoidable, unexpected change that we have to learn how to shift through. And the way to get through the challenge came in as the Six of Swords. So we have to get our head on straight, right? We have to be able to have some kind of detachment around how we see things and think about things. And it's quite likely that how we see things and think about things and speak about things is going to be transformed quite a bit in the coming months, because interestingly enough, Mars is in the sign of Gemini, which showed up in our reading today too. And this card of the Six of Swords is all about moving from a place where there's turbulent waters, right, which we see in the foreground, to a place where there is peace and calm. And so it's this energetic of smooth passage. So if something is falling apart, right, why are you trying to hold it together if the energy of it is that it is crumbling apart? Right? It may actually be time for you to cross over this emotional body of water to go to a new place to actually be able to rebuild, because it's really difficult to build in a place of turmoil and destruction. Now, our ultimate outcome for the day is a combination of two cards. I pulled the Cosmos card, which is speaking of Saturn, which is interesting because, you know, it's this energy around completion and understanding of things actually coming together. And it's this, to me anyway, it's bringing up this energy of, you know, like the aftermath of an experience where we actually are able to assimilate all the information that we've gotten and put it into a place of understanding as to why we went through that experience. And it's this understanding that we ultimately come to, this idea of a completion or a finality around something, right? So there's this situation that's been in process for a really long time. And I say that because, you know, we have the Devil card showing up as our beginning card, and then we have the Tower showing up as our challenge today. But it's likely that that situation that's been bringing a lot of turmoil and questioning into your life is coming to an end. And it's up to us to actually understand that we have to, you know, stop engaging with that which creates us more and more turmoil, to move to a place that brings us more peace. And the Clarity card that came in was the Page of Swords. Now this is, as I had just mentioned, connoting the energy of the zodiac sign of Gemini. So communications and our neighbors and our immediate surroundings and our day-to-day affairs, our, you know, elementary education and short distance travel and how we see things, right? Because Gemini is governed by the sign of Mercury, and Mercury is the planet that's in charge of all of that. Now, what this brings in to me is the importance of being able to see both sides of things, right? Because Gemini is this, you know, it's the sign that rules the hands. It rules duality. It rules the twins. And the twins have different perspectives, right? And it also is kind of speaking to the kind of Jekyll and Hyde aspect to some people's natures, where it's like they have one side that's showing to the world and another side that's reflecting inwardly. And so I think, you know, this combination of cards that we have that's coming in today is really pointing to this work that we are in the midst of, and that it's not something that you can just let slide. It's something that you have to pay attention to or give your attention to, right? If you pay your attention or give your attention, it really could be a matter of just syntax and energetics. But I would like to point out that we pay our attention to a lot of things throughout our day that don't bring us any value. And we can give our attention to things that bring us a lot of enrichment because we're actually present with it. And so I ask you to be present with yourself. Take a couple steps back and take in what you think this situation that these cards are speaking to is, and where you feel bound to a situation that you feel like is out of your control, but it actually is. And it's in your control because how you think about it, how you speak about it, and how you inwardly reflect about it is a choice. I send you all a good wish today. If you would like a reading with me, or even to set some time to process, reach out to me at rootsofalchemy@gmail.com and we will set some time up. I send you a good wish and I hope you are well. Bye for now.